India has just acquired the first 8 of 32 Rafale jets. The French Omnirol aircraft are acquired specifically as a deterrent against the Chinese, who have gained a qualitative and quantitative advantage over the Indian Air Force by their latest 5th generation fighter, the J-20. In this episode of Apex Mech, we stack the Rafale against the J-20 and find out who fares out better and in what criteria. We won't just be comparing their specs, but in depth analyze how they will face each other in an air-to-air engagement. So make sure you'll smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin. Here's a brief overview of both. The Chengdu J-20 is a single-seater twin-engine heavy stealth air superiority fighter. It uses two AL-31 engines as the power plant. To maintain a stealthy profile, it can carry 4 long-range PL-15 missiles internally in its lower fuselage and 2 close-range PL-10 missiles in its side weapons bay. Its radar is officially classified, but it is likely to be a variant of the KLJ-7 AESA radar. The Rafale, on the other hand, is a multi-role medium twin-engine fighter. Its eye is the RBE-2 AESA radar. The power plant comprises of 2 Snecma M88 engines. Now, this is more of a hypothetical scenario. The real jets probably won't be facing each other as such, but this situation helps in finding out who fares out better in air-to-air engagements. A number of factors, for example the presence of AWACS or ground radar systems, etc., play a very important role in determining the outcome of an air-to-air battle, but for the sake of simplicity, we won't be including them. So imagine this, the Rafale and the J-20 are 150 km apart and rapidly closing in on one another. The Rafale's armament consists of 6 BVR Meteors, 4 Mika, 2 drop tanks. The J-20 is equipped with 4 PL-15 BVR AAMs in its lower fuselage with 2 short-range PL-10s in its side weapons bay, along with 2 drop tanks carried externally. The Rafale's RBE-2 radar has a range of around 120 km for 3 meter square targets. The J-20 is likely to be detected at 60 or 70 km. So, because the J-20's stealth is quite controversial, India has released a statement where its Sukhoi 30 MKI with quite modest radars managed to detect the J-20 over Tibet. The Rafale's IRST can also prove helpful in detecting the J-20. The J-20 will also be able to detect the Rafale at 80 km or so. Well, despite having been designed as a semi-stealth warplane, the Rafale's RCS will substantially increase due to its loadout. The J-20, of course, will be the first one to shoot. A salvo comprising of 2 to 4 PL-15s will be launched. The Rafale pilot obviously won't be oblivious to the presence of the J-20, as its radar warning receivers would have already warned him of the incoming barrage. The Rafale will carry out evasive maneuvers and will deploy its towed decoys, chaff, dump fuel tanks, etc. The Spectra EW suit will also increase the Rafale's chances of survival. Overall, it is very likely that the Rafale would dodge the PL-15 missiles and would proceed to lock the J-20. Well, the PL-15 has been hyped by the Chinese as a 200 to 250 km extremely long-range BVR missile, but against the Rafale, this missile's long range doesn't matter so much. What matters here is the kill zone of the PL-15, and this hasn't been released by the Chinese. So that's why it seems likely that the Rafale will dodge the PL-15. Then the Rafale can launch its salvo of meteors. The meteor has a no escape zone of 60 to 70 km. And considering that the Rafale can carry 6 of those bad boys, the J-20's chance of dodging are slim. At such a range, the medium-range Mika can be used to destroy the Chinese Dragon. Now, though the situation is very unlikely to dissolve into a dogfight, as the Rafale could easily finish the J-20 in BVR, even if it does, With higher thrust to weight ratio, better instantaneous turn rate, and better overall maneuverability, the Rafale will surely outflank the J-20. This situation gets worse for the J-20 due to its lack of an internal cannon for close dogfights. The J-20 is most likely to be used for elimination of high-value targets like AWACS, where its PL-15 missile can prove extremely deadly due to its long range and the low maneuverability of its target. Due to its stealth, the J-20 can also be used for precision strikes on SAM or ground radar systems. The IAF will most probably use the Rafale for air-to-ground roles due to its inventory of standoff weapons. In the future, say 4 to 5 years, you can definitely bet on the J-20 as it would have been matured by then, with new high-thrust engines equipped with thrust vectoring controls. It would also carry the PL-21 air-to-air missile, which would be on par with the Meteor. The Chinese could also improve on its stealth and radar. Anyways, both are exceptional platforms, and let's hope a real confrontation between them never happens.